We are back. And welcome back. Hello, hello. We apologize for the inconvenience. There was some technical issue, but finally we're back. So welcome back. Well, we are going to share the new link. Hey, hey, welcome, welcome. And if you have just joined us, we are now in another lecture session by Sasha Shilina, and she's going to talk about BioDefi. So still rolling, and we are sharing the new link to everybody else in the community. And we'll see, let's mention everyone here.
Okay, so it seems like we're live now. And let's see how it goes.
Let's go, let's go.
So, well, I can start again.
Yes, Sasha. Okay, I'm going to share the new link in the general chat. Carry on, Sasha.
I'm okay to go, yes? Okay, so we're exploring the BioDefi concept, which enhances the security and usability of decentralized finance through the integration of biometrics. Well, in recent years, we witnessed DeFi's remarkable growth as it provides innovative financial services in a decentralized and open manner, leveraging blockchain technology and smart contracts and revolutionizing traditional financial systems. Although the level of decentralization is still questionable, DeFi emphasizes distributing control and decision-making power across a network of participants rather than relying on a single centralized authority. Concepts such as transparency and user empowerment form the pillars of DeFi, and when combined with programmability, trustlessness, security, and community governance, these principles drive innovation and open doors to greater financial autonomy. Still, on the other hand, DeFi faces several challenges, such as security risks, as, for example, smart contracts can contain vulnerabilities that can be exploited by malicious actors. Scalability and network congestion during periods of high demand, user experience complexities, especially for non-techie users, regulatory uncertainty as the crypto landscape is still evolving, and also the lack of standards can create fragmentation within the DeFi ecosystem, making it challenging for users to seamlessly interact across platforms. And last but not least, balancing the interests of different participants and maintaining decentralization while making important decisions is also an ongoing challenge for DeFi protocols. Moreover, as a P2P phenomenon, DeFi is highly vulnerable to identity attacks such as Sybil1. These types of attacks involve the creation and control of multiple fake identities or nodes by a single malicious entity. These fake identities are designed to appear as legitimate entities within the system, allowing the hacker or attacker to manipulate the system's behavior and disrupt its functionality. In the context of DeFi, the Sybil attack represents a significant threat to security, integrity, and trustworthiness. Its ability to exploit the vulnerabilities in trust mechanisms and reputation systems underscores the need for effective countermeasures. Sybils can interact with the system, participate in voting processes, manipulate governance decisions, and engage in fraudulent activities, jeopardizing the trust, fairness, and overall stability of DeFi systems. and robust defense mechanism and strategies are crucial to protect the DeFi ecosystem and ensure its stability and continued growth. So there are several solutions that aim to prevent or mitigate the impact of cyber attacks by implementing mechanisms that validate or verify the identities or their activities. So you can see them on the slide. First of all, there are centralized reputation systems that rely on trusted authorities or centralized entities to manage and assign reputation scores, which of course introduces vulnerabilities and undermines the core principles of decentralization. There are KYC or Know Your Customer solutions. It is the most common method of identity verification and a regulatory requirement in many countries. The problem with this solution is that KYC offer neither security nor privacy, storing users' information in centralized servers. Also, there are mechanisms like proof of work, proof of stake, proof of burn. For example, the idea behind proof of work is, as a Sybil-resistant mechanism, is that it is computationally expensive and time-consuming to solve complex mathematical problems. And this makes it impractical and costly for an attacker to generate multiple identities and control a significant portion of the network. However, proof of work does have some limitations like high energy consumption or slow confirmation. As of proof of stake, in these networks, participants who hold a significant stake in the network have a vested interest in its security and integrity, discouraging them from engaging in malicious activities. However, in POS, attackers can still invest significant resources to create a large number of fake identities. As of proof of burn, the concept behind it is that by burning tokens, participants demonstrate a tangible cost or sacrifice, making it economically prohibitive to create multiple fake identities. Still, the burned tokens are permanently removed from circulation, which may have implications for the token liquidity and overall ecosystem. Another solution is quite promising. It is the Web of Trust model, in which each user has a trust rating that is determined by the ratings of other users they are connected to. So the more trustworthy the user's connection, the more trustworthy the user is perceived to be. And a good example here is, of course, the clearest Teams Proof of Humanity protocol. However, even Web of Trust model also have some limitations, for example, usability challenges and trust manipulation. And there are also social trust graphs that leverage the connectivity characteristics of social networks. Examples here are Bright ID, an identity system for the decentralized web, and others like Sybil Guard, Sybil Limit, Sybil Rank, and more. Another solution for Sybil attacks are reverse Turing tests. These tests are basically Turing tests in which the objective of roles between computers and humans have been reversed. So they often used to verify that a user attempting to access a system is indeed a human and not a bot or machine. This type of test is commonly known as CAPTCHA. However, despite the widespread use, the ability of reverse Turing tests to verify the user's identity or prevent identity fraud is quite questionable. Also, researchers have noted the increasing sophistication of bots and automated tools that can bypass it easily. Still, some projects implement such solutions, for example, the IDENA network. And last but not least, there are several application-specific defenses. For example, Bitcoin Passport that acts as an aggregator of decentralized society credentials. It is UPALA, that is decentralized identity solution. There are other Sybil-resistant mechanisms that focuses on maintaining the integrity of voting systems like SumUp, dSybil, and others. However, as you see, these solutions all have several limitations, and to address them, innovative approaches are required to enhance the security of DeFi platforms against Sybil attacks. So we suggest incorporating biometric-based identity verification to strengthen the resilience and trustworthiness of DeFi ecosystems. A few words about biometrics. The fundamental principle behind biometrics is that each person possesses distinctive physiological or behavioral characteristics that are unique to them. And biometric systems capture and analyze these traits to create biometric templates or digital representations that can be used for identification or verification purposes. One of the primary advantages of biometrics is its strong security, as biometrics and biometric traits are unique to each individual. This uniqueness makes it difficult for unauthorized users to replicate or forge biometric data. Also, biometric traits are likely to change over time, making that suitable for long-term identity verification. Additionally, biometric provides convenience and seamless user experience. Users no longer need to remember and manage multiple passwords or carry physical tokens. Instead, they can simply use their biometric traits, such as, for example, fingerprints or facial features, to authenticate themselves. And this convenience basically reduces friction and enhances user satisfaction. Furthermore, biometric is scalable and flexible. It can accommodate a large number of users without requiring significant infrastructure changes. Biometric systems can be seamlessly integrated into various devices and platforms, allowing for flexible deployment across different applications. Then, biometrics allows individuals to enroll without the need of official identity documents. So basically, it promotes financial inclusion. Also, biometric prevents duplicate accounts, optimizing resources allocation, and reducing operational costs. However, as you see on the slide, biometrics also have several challenges that need to be addressed. One of the major ones is privacy concerns, as usually the collection and storage of biometric data raise questions about data protection and potential misuse. Proper measures, including data encryption or compliance with privacy regulations, must be in place to safeguard individuals' sensitive information. Also, the accuracy and reliability of biometric systems can also be a challenge for many systems, as factors such as environmental conditions, device quality, or the quality of the captured biometric samples can impact the accuracy and performance of the system. Physical limitations also exist, as some biometric traits may be less suitable for certain individuals. For example, fingerprint recognition may not work well for individuals with worn or scared fingerprints. Additionally, the irrevocability of biometric traits poses a challenge, as if a biometric template is compromised or stolen, it cannot be easily changed or revoked. Individuals may face difficulties in reestablishing their identity or revoking access in such cases. Despite these challenges, biometrics hold significant potential to enhance security, convenience, and user experience in the DeFi realm. And some projects already succeeded in addressing them. As you see, there are some notable blockchain biometric solutions. For example, there is Anima. It is decentralized identity protocol for sharing verified credentials, adaptable across EVM chains, BNB, and Cosmos. There is Governor DAO that is positioned as DAO for DAOs. It offers products like Sybil-resistant tools for governance and utilizes voice and facial recognition for identity verification. There is WorldCoin that aims to be a universal basic income ecosystem and employs iris scans. WorldCoin is built on layer 2 atop of Ethereum. Well, these solutions intertwine blockchain and biometrics, but accuracy and the lack of clear privacy schemes may remain key challenges here. So when it comes to Sybil resistance, Humanode stands out as a highly relevant project. As you know, Humanode is a crypto biometric layer 1 blockchain where each human equals a node. It employs proof of uniqueness and existence using biometrics for validation. And the validators who run the Humanode blockchain are created through private crypto biometric authentication, which is a combination of cryptographic techniques and privacy with matching aliveness detection mechanisms to verify the uniqueness and existence of real human beings. One unique human who is alive can create only one node, and each node has one vote in the system, and all the Humanode system cares about is if a user is a unique and living human being. And also Humanode stands out in its tech stack. It utilizes advanced liveness detection, due to which the possibility of spoofing an identity without a real human in front of the camera is one of 80K. Worth mentioning, biometric accuracy is one of the fastest growing areas, as it was only 1 in 12K only 10 years ago in 2012. So now it's 1 of 80K. Also, to achieve the highest accuracy in the biometric industry, which is 1 in 125 million false acceptance rate, while providing privacy, the Humanode project currently implements face text biometrics and liveness, as well as AMD SVs and P-secure enclaves with attestation from the chain, which basically encrypts everything. So rest assured, Humanode takes your data privacy and security seriously. So here on the intersection of Sybil-resistant biometrics and the crypto universe, the BioDeFi concept comes into play, which stands for biometrically secured decentralized finance. In a nutshell, due to Humanode tech, users map their biometrics to specific crypto addresses that are considered their digital identities and utilize them in the DeFi applications as unique identifiers. And with the Humanode EVM compatibility, DeFi protocols are able to either deploy smart contracts on the Humanode chain or integrate their bioauthorization into their applications to authenticate or authorize users. Now I want to take a minute to describe Humanode's bioauthentication process. In general, it is divided into 3 stages. First, the user scans his face for a few seconds with any device over a 3 megapixel camera. The neural network transforms the video feed into an anonymized template, while other modules check if the person in front of the camera is a real one. The biometric template and liveness data are encrypted and sent to the biometric confidential servers. And these confidential biometric servers immediately delete the liveness data and compare a new anonymized 3D template against other already registered in the system. They send the reply in the form of a unique ID to the Humanode chain or directly to an application. The Humanode process of identifying a person using biometric templates can be easily applied in DeFi platforms, offering such important perks as high accuracy, enhanced security, and privacy. By linking each user's biometric trait to their digital identity, it becomes significantly more difficult for malicious actors to create multiple fake accounts or impersonate legitimate users. Biometric verification can be used during critical interactions such as accessing funds, executing transactions, or participating in governance processes to ensure that only authorized individuals with verified biometric traits can perform these actions. Needless to say, Humanode crypto biometrics offer a wide range of valuable use cases within the realm of DeFi. There are, of course, digital identity solutions, as Humanode's crypto biometrics enable secure digital identities for DeFi services, such as loans, insurance, and other debts. Humanode verified identities can provide secure user authentication by linking transactions to unique users, minimizing the risk of lost or stolen private keys. Also, Humanode's system ensures fair token distribution, preventing a single user from claiming multiple shares during events like, for example, airdrops. Leveraging Sybil resistance, biometric LP staking ensures fairness in reward distribution, incentivizing smaller LPs. As for DAOs, biometric verification secures the voting processes in DeFi protocols, preventing manipulation and ensuring that each vote comes from a unique human identity. Also, in decentralized exchanges, where users trade directly with each other, Humanode biometric verification can add a layer of security by ensuring that each user is unique and verified. This can help to prevent fraud and manipulation in these peer-to-peer environments. Also, a few words about credit scoring in DeFi lending and insurance, as it can be established as a robust system for accessing users' creditworthiness without compromising personal information. Basically, Humanode's biometric-based approach, BioDeFi, offers significant benefits that enhance security, trust, and user experience, of course, with the realm of decentralized finance. By combating Sybil attacks and ensuring robust identification, Humanode contributes to the secure evolution and widespread adoption of DeFi. I guess I'll end with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sasha.
Thank
Now,
you.
I have a special question for you. I would like to ask. And what are some of the use cases of BioDeFi that you think will be the most popular in the future? I mean, obviously there are many use cases, but what do you think will be the most popular use case based on your research?
I think most popular would be user authentication, because it will provide users a seamless experience, and especially for non-techy users, and basically it can accelerate the adoption of crypto as a whole space.
Are there any, let's say, use cases in the world of Web3 that you feel will be a major hit? Aside from, of course, user identification, which is obviously one that is probably the most prominent.
Yes, there are a lot of use cases. I guess fair token distribution is interesting use case, because you know that not all the systems are quite decentralized, and users now can create multiple accounts and or to take power from different network. So I guess biometrics will help with it. Also, It is it will help with DAOs and the governance in DeFi protocols.
Okay. And
Hey,
we
so
would also,
Go
yes,
ahead, Jenna.
yes, we would like to also invite everybody else. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask to Sasha about the lecture about BioDefi, please feel free to type it out in the YouTube comment section, and we will be happy to read it for you, and Sasha will be happy to answer it for you. And actually, there is one more question, Shannon, here about BioDefi to Sasha. And so, Sasha, what do you think are the important after effects of the implementation of biometric-based Sybil resistance for DeFi?
Thank you, Fiona. I guess the most important after effect would be obviously the significant improvement in security, as this technology can greatly enhance authentication, reducing the risk of fraudulent activities. Also, it has the potential to create a more trustworthy and secure ecosystem, which could in turn attract more users and investment, ultimately driving the growth of DeFi space. For users, the adoption of Sybil-resistant biometrics in DeFi will offer trust and convenience during their interactions with platforms. However, it also necessitates a careful consideration of privacy concerns and, of course, technology challenges to ensure that balance and positive experience of users.
So, Sasha, as a researcher, what do you think about how people are, how welcoming are people about this biometrics technology in general? I mean, not from the technical point of view, but like in general, just people in general, you know, in crypto or in the Web2 field, or yeah.
I see that in recent years, biometrics gained traction and adoption in many spheres, in Web2 and in Web3, and even common users are not, so to say, afraid of it anymore, because when combined with privacy, it can propose a lot of benefits for them as users.
Thank you for answering the questions. And do we have any other question? I am still scrolling. And Shannon, do you want to ask any other question?
No, I was going to thank you for joining, and I believe it's time to say thank you for Sasha, and we'll see you at the next presentation.
Sasha.
Thank you.
And it is time to introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is somebody that you might know fairly well by now, Mr. Dmitry Lavrinov, otherwise known as Dima.
Dima.
Yes,
yeah.
Dima is a cryptographer and a C, C++, Python assembler, and Solidity programmer. And in our team, he's our blockchain lead. Together with our lead core developer, Mozgi, he designed our latest innovation, Humanode EVM. And today, he's going to give us a presentation on its full concept. So actually, personally, this is one of the lectures that I've been really looking forward to. You know, of course, I'm from Humanode too, but I can't learn enough about the Humanode EVM. So, Dima, welcome.
Yeah. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Fiona. Hi, guys.
Hey, Dima.
I'm really happy to join today. So let me introduce in a little. I'm Dmitry. I'm a part of tech core team. Mostly I'm responsible for protocol part. So a little fun. Everything that is connected with your tokens, I know how they are stored and how they are managed. So, but make sure that they are secure. So as you know, recently we've shipped new EVM update on our mainnet, and a lot of efforts has been spent before. But today I decided to talk you why actually we decided to change EVM approach, because as you know, by default, Parity team provides an option, make substrate-based chains EVM compatible. They introduced Frontier Crate so that you can easily integrate into your runtime and make your chain as EVM. But let me share my screen. Can you share my screen?
Yes, we can
Cool.
see your screen.
Cool. But I would like to start to show all the pains that we met when we started to integrate and use the first our version when we integrated Frontier into our own time. So let me just run the one of the version Frontier node. It's already compiled. I've made some changes, just made that the decimals of our tokens is 18, as you can see, and made some balance for predefined accounts. So let me update our Explorer one more time. So as you can see, it's not Frontier template. It's already connected to our local network. And we have some predefined accounts. Let's call it faucet. Let's use, for example, our HMD testnet as basic, our own account. For it, let's like send some tokens to it. For example, let's see, it be 777 tokens. Sign in the transactions. So in terms of substrate accounts, it's easy. So we have our substrate-based accounts. So we can easily transfer some balances and use substrate for our own goals. But also, as you can see, we have our MetaMask wallet. It's first that we can see the address format is different, because you know that address format is 20 bytes that is started with 0x, and substrate uses addresses that are 7758 addresses converted format. Yeah, and now, for example, we would like to send some tokens to our Ethereum MetaMask wallet, and we would like to play, for example, for future, for smart contracts, or to send our friends that has Ethereum wallet. So how can we do it? And here, yeah, we are copying, for example, and now I'm not going to discover the whole concept that used in the first version in Frontier, but we should go to some magic script and say that we would like to send some tokens to this Ethereum address. This script will calculate the proper substrate address that is connected with this Ethereum address. Let's copy and see what's going to be next. So now we will use simple substrate transactions. And now let's send, for example, 770 tokens. Yeah, let's sign our transaction. So it's already wallet. Sorry, some mistake maybe. It's better to rewrite. So waiting, yeah, it's submitted. Let's check. See? So sometimes it can be unbelievable why we send transactions between substrate addresses, but they appeared in our MetaMask wallet. So just to keep in mind that for transferring from substrate addresses to Ethereum addresses, we already used one more substrate account. Well, now it's for us, it's just magic in terms of connection, but it is. Now, yeah, it's already in our MetaMask, and we, as usual, can send between our wallets. For example, let's try to send just to test that it works as usual. Let's send 7 tokens and try it. And now confirm the transaction. Yeah, usually the finalization, like, it's a part of consensus. The transaction should be included in some event log. Yeah, as you can see, it's confirmed. Yeah, we have 7 tokens. So, like one part, yeah, we've sent our tokens from substrate account to Ethereum transaction. We can do everything. But what next? What if I would like to return all tokens from Ethereum to substrate? It's interesting case that by default, Pilot EVM has interesting function that is called withdraw from Pilot EVM. Yeah, it also provides some call, create to. It's a different Ethereum related transaction in Ethereum mirror, but now we are interested in withdraw. So as you remember, we've used some magic substrate address, but we can't just send the money back. Why? Because in general, when we see public address, usually it's quite difficult, because as a good cryptographer, I can't say that it's impossible to break the wallet, but it's difficult. Like it can take more than thousands days or years to break the wallet. So I can to retrieve the seed, mnemonic or password to manage this account. So, and in this way, in first and current frontier version, by default, to send tokens back, I need to send tokens to one more Ethereum address that will be connected with my substrate account that can be used on behalf of my Ethereum address. Let me just show that by default, it's not possible to use the same Ethereum address. So for example, I have HMND, our wallet, and I would like withdraw. If I will use the account that I used before, for example, I would like to send 13 token bands. Let's remember that we have 18 decimals. Let's try. We need to sign transaction one more time. Yeah, we've got as expected. We've got that it's bad ordering. It means that I can't use this my substrate account on behalf of this Ethereum address. So one more magic feature that is called for now, just magic, I will explain later in architecture scheme. But now we need we own this Ethereum address, and I need to use proper Ethereum address for this account. How I should got it? I need to go my accounts. I should copy the address. We have utility to convert it to public address, and this is the full bytes. And in Frontier, there is a term that is called truncated address. It means that we should take the first 20 bytes, and I've already prepared this just to, yeah, this one. So now let's send from our this address, let's send money the address that should be connected properly. Let's see. So we've just sent our tokens. We'll let a little bit wait. It should be finalized. Yeah, it's done. So we've paid some fee. And now let's try do the same, check that now it's possible. EVM, withdraw, the address that we've used. Let's it be 11 and so, and now we need to submit the transaction. Let's do it. Sign in as usual. Yeah, right. So it was successfully and our balance was updated. Just to verify, as you can see, yeah. From corresponding substrate address that is related to Ethereum address to our Humanode testnet. Just keep in mind that we used one more Ethereum address. So it looks not so easy, very bad from user experience, and it just visual part. Imagine how technically it can be difficult, not difficult, I would say, but has a lot of issues to implement such stuff like bridges or additional logic and simplify all stuff for our users. So we decided to move flexibility and ability of our users to do all such stuff more easy on the first place. And that's why we decided to implement new concept. And now, after our experience with Frontier, let me stop later. So why we got a lot of pains? So general basic integration of Frontier looks in the following way. We have also substrate node. We have our runtime part, like runtime part is the main code of your blockchain network that is responsible how your balance is going to be applied, how many fees you should pay, like additional system smart contracts, and etc. And by default, all accounts are in SS58 format encoded. So like this is some example, 5GR, etc. have 10 HMND, 5EQ have 20 HMND. And Frontier, like using Frontier, we can integrate additional pilot EVM that provides EVM compatibility, but in the following way. Also we have our runtime API that exposes some interfaces that we can use for transferring native balances, EVM balances. Yeah, I need one more line here. And the runtime API can be used by to separate RPC components. It's substrate RPC. You can call any substrate-based extrinsic and even during EVM call in this architecture, and Ethereum RPC, where you can submit any Ethereum-related transactions like just simple MetaMask or deploying smart contracts. And here's the main interesting stuff. As you can see, for example, if you have such transaction, to use current architecture and to send transaction, your Ethereum address should have a proper substrate address with enough balances to execute it. So, and it's based on the following cryptographic algorithm. So we have our address, we have the whole address of it, we can concatenate before bytes from EVM string. After that, we apply Blake to cryptographic hash algorithm, and then we finally this substrate address. So in this kind of hash address mapping, accounts are represented in substrate in our node. That's why, as you remember, at the beginning, I've called magic script and we've used. So this script is basically just take 20 bytes the whole address, concate at the beginning EVM bytes, and applied Blake to hash algorithm. And so that's why we've got this address that was successfully used for transferring money to our MetaMask wallet. And but why we used at the end of our little workshop additional Ethereum address. So we had some Ethereum addresses that we wanted to use to withdraw our money. But as I said before, EVM Frontier uses hash address mapping by default to execute EVM code. So it means that we have our substrate address. It's represented in 32 bytes as usual. As you remember, we've used this utility tools, and here we've copied our substrate address. And after that, I've got the first 20 bytes. It's like here in our example. And after that, we were able to execute transaction on behalf of this transaction. And that's why we were needed to send our tokens to one more additional address. That's why we spent additional fee and etc. So that's why like all pains that we've got are based on the architecture that we can see here. And now I'm not going to show current architecture scheme. I will show it a little bit later, but let me just show how it works in general. Like, let's go to our Humanode.io site, and here we have a simple resource that allows us to send money from native addresses to MetaMask addresses. As you can see, all that we should here just connect our wallet. Let us check that we have a proper balance. It's testnet 5. Just updating, yeah, we have some balances. Let's use it. Let's use our, we should connect to, yeah. Let's use this account and send, for example, 100. I guess we can do it. Let's sign our transaction. Finalizing. Yep, cool. Imagine that before we were needed to have one more substrate address. We should properly use some magic script to convert the Ethereum address to additional substrate address. And after that, we were able to send here. All that we need just to choose my current wallet, any Ethereum address that I want, and just input. So, and now one more interesting part, how we can do it back from Ethereum to native. So let's connect our wallet, MetaMask. So it's connected. Yeah, it's the same address. Let's 100 for HMNZs. Let's use, for example, new wallet with 0 balance. Let's copy this one. Go back. And for example, 7 tokens. Now here we should sign the transaction from MetaMask. Let's do it. Let's wait for confirmation and check. So we have 104. Yeah, it's confirmed. And as you can see, our balance is less than it was on about 7 tokens. And let's check our substrate account. Oh, it's 7 tokens. So conclusion here. We were not needed to have additional substrate account, additional Ethereum accounts. It was simple. I need substrate account. I have substrate account. I would like to send some tokens on Ethereum. Just use from technical side, it's pallet currency swap is used. And when I was needed to send tokens from Ethereum wallet to any substrate wallet, I was used precompiled currency swap. And here is discover why we were able to achieve it, because we decided fully independent system accounts, not system, like EVM and native accounts in our runtime. So in our runtime today, we have native pallet system with native accounts, with SS50F, it was encoded addresses with their own balances, and their logic are separated. So this logic can be used only with Polkadot.js, for example, extensions with proper substrate RPC and runtime APIs that uses only native accounts. And for EVM logic, we implemented additional pallets that we call pallet EVM systems that store accounts in EVM native addresses. And so it separates system with own balances and etc. And from this point of view, we don't allow any transactions do from substrate accounts on behalf of Ethereum accounts. So that's why now it's more easy and you don't need to worry about additional substrate account or Ethereum accounts, and don't be afraid, like, is your tokens insecure address or not? So I guess it's my time closing. So that's what that I wanted to say. I guess you enjoyed. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer on them.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
And
thank you, Dima. And
thank you.
yeah, and I would like to say congratulations, Dima, for the success of this system. And all we know from the user's point of view is just like, okay, Humanode EVM is there. We can swap, and it's as easy as it is, you know. But today we got the chance to know what exactly happened before the issue, the challenge, and how you guys overcame it. So yeah, it was really nice to have a little more insight about what's going on with Humanode EVM until it comes into this point right now. It's really nice to hear you sharing that. Thank you very much for sharing, Dima.
Yeah, cool. I'm happy. I really wanted to share my feeling and the pains that our users might have if we've left our previous architecture. So you can.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I guess a lot of work on support side.
Yeah, that's right.
There?
Why is it this? Why is it this? Why is it failing? Or something like that. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, Dima. You made my life so much easier with the community support.
Yeah, we try to do our best.
So yeah, guys, as you know, that Humanode EVM mainnet was launched recently. And if you haven't already, then you are very welcome. And we invite you guys to try out all the features that we have. And I believe there are still many more to come, right, Dima? So probably before we end it, like, do you have any maybe like a short review or anything in the near future that is for Humanode EVM?
Yeah. So basically, we've implemented a separate EVM account system with separate HMNZ tokens that we call like Ethereum part of HMNZ tokens. And usually, if businesses or some developers would like to run their own products, it's would be better if our native HMNZ tokens will be able to use all functionality as ERC20 tokens. As you know, for example, a lot of bridges use this functionality. So that's why, like, the main next step, like, to implement precompile that is gonna be used as to use eHMNZ token as simple ERC20 tokens. And I guess based on it, we will implement some interesting products, and we're really working hardly on it to improve power of our token, I would say.
Go dev team.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much. And Fiona,
Yeah,
I
Shannon.
believe it's time to let the next cat out of the bag. I know that roses are red, but what is the next keyword that you
The
have to
next
give?
keyword is, of
Yes.
course, violets are blue.
Of course.
Roses are red.
Roses are red.
Violets are
violets are
blue. Yes,
And then
that's the
there
second one.
are two more that will be coming on later, but for now, violets are blue.
Violets are blue. Yes.
Yes.
And I'm
Okay,
sharing the link one more time in the comment section. So we have spilled out 2 out of 4 of the phrases that of the phrase that you can input in the Humanode Conference 2023 OET quest. And while we are waiting for the 3rd and 4th piece, now it's time, Shannon, because our special guest is here already. And we're going to the next lecture. This time, we're going to hear about after the dust settles, DeFi in 2023-2024 with our special guest, Alexander Bokenek. So Alexander is a philosopher and mathematician by formation and blockchain aficionado at heart. And he's the tech lead at Republic Crypto and founder of Byzantine Solution. Let's welcome Alexander. Hey, Alexander.
Hello there. Can you guys hear me all right?
Hello. Yes, we can hear you all right.
Nice. Great. Yeah, let me share my screen. As usual, Zoom tried to update at the last minute, so I'm from my browser, but hope everything works. Can you guys see anything from my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
After the dust settled. Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Right. Hold on. I might have. Apologies. Just a second. Cool. Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about today is the story of the decentralized finance in 23-24. As you all know, we have seen a bit of a slowdown on all of the DeFi primitives and everything that happens on the side that has to do with actual decentralized finance, right? So like all of the financial applications, all of the staking and tokens and all of it, and other cool stuff that we see. But I wanted to talk about why that is and why it's not actually a bad thing, but is potentially a good thing for the industry, and how we will get through this, and how Humanode fits into this big vision of the future. So first, a couple of additional words on who am I. I think we'll skip this, what I wanted to say about myself is that I'm being exposed to a lot of projects in the industry at a deep technical and economic level. And so I think I have a pretty decent overview of what's going on and what is hopefully happening and will happen. And with that, let's continue. So I think that there are maybe 4 stages to the general evolution of crypto adoption and crypto development. And I would like to talk briefly about each of the phases, and then we will talk about where we are. So phase 1 is about hope investment, right? Where everybody who you can see in the industry, in the space, are believers in some kind of a vision, although they're not really sure what that is, right? It's non-specific. There is some kind of thread that you want to hold on to, which is what if nobody controlled the monetary policy, right? What if we had some kind of currency that can be sent around without censorship, that cannot be diluted at will, and that just works there for anybody who wants to, right? But then how exactly does that fit into the world is not clear. And what does the world look like in which this is a thing? That's unclear. So phase 2, it's hope investment. The value that we see in the industry is just an index of hope, essentially. There is not that much data to go around. And very fortunately, we're past that now. Right. Phase 2 is the magic internet money. This is the stage where we have seen, and enough time has passed that the properties of this digital currency have been proven and illustrated. And now we can see that the technology actually works, and we can start to try and build cool actual applications out of this, right? And this is mostly the era from 2017 to maybe 2021, where numerous bubble-shaped attempts have been there to try out projects and ideas and see what can work, first of all, what can be built, right? Secondly, what can actually work once it's built, and thirdly, does anybody aside from us care about that cool new thing that we're building? Most of the projects actually didn't work out, right? For one of the for reasons in one of the 3 levels. So either it doesn't make sense, or it doesn't work, or it actually does work, but there is limited interest and adoption. And this is the coolest one, which really contributes to the future phases. Then the phase 3 is about tools of the trade, right? It's the stage that I think we're in right now, early days of, where we as an industry are a little bit tired of all of the new project ideas in the space that try to go out into the world that much. Let's revolutionize metaverse by doing a bank in augmented reality on blockchain with AI, right? That sounded more interesting in 2017 than it does now, because it has been tried, and it doesn't work for many reasons. But then, since we already know that a lot of stuff doesn't work, the bubbles do not form that easy. So everybody who is still in the industry is building. They're building things that actually make sense and that actually help. And they're preparing the world for the big adoption of crypto at scale. So that is the phase preparatory to phase 4, which is everybody actually forgets about blockchains. No one knows what is a blockchain. You are making blockchain transactions without having any idea that that's what's going on. But it's there, and it lends you the value that has been seen at phase 1, right? It's still trustless. If you knew what was going on, you would be happy that you're actually owning all of the assets that are in this, and that you have full and complete ownership of everything that is going on. This is where I think we're headed. So on the way there, I think we have to do 4 things, essentially. Like four items have to be in place for us to reach this final phase where blockchains are unknown to anybody because they're everywhere. Number 1 is foundations, which is like the base layer and things on which the primitives are built. So blockchains by themselves, blockchains, bridges, oracles. We will get into this in a moment. The second one is primitive, so like the building blocks on which everybody leans on, but which by themselves do not mostly form like a separate product. Then the third one is applications, and that is what everybody actually works with. And the fourth one are all of the access points and interaction points through which everybody does crypto, or like rather does things that are built on crypto, even without knowing that. So the structure of the following 4 slides is as follows, right? At the top is the element, like what I think constitutes one of the important pillars of this specific phase, or this specific component, rather. The second one are the topics of what's I think is interesting or important in that space, in that pillar. The third one is the current state of where we are with this specifically, right? So the first bit is the fast and cheap blockchain transactions. This has been a huge issue a couple of times when the networks clogged up, or certain networks only worked on the business days. But that's mostly in the past now, I think. A lot of scaling has been done since 2016, 2017 through various means. That work is not finished, but the capacity of networks to process transactions now is far beyond what can actually be brought there to transact. And we have good momentum to continue on, and more things are being built as we speak with that. The second one is privacy and censorship resistance. Arguably one of the, if not the only important characteristics that the initial hope in Bitcoin was built on. So here, the story is a little bit more bleak because it's still unclear whether any really private solution can get adoption in the sense of regulation, right? Like if a privacy solution is being actively stopped by everybody, like by all of the business and official world, and while it still has a chance to have some adoption, it will not be there as a big topic. So this is something that is being resolved right now, I think. And one of the notable cases there is the Tornado Cash discussions, which got an update recently when I think the second guy was arrested in the States. But yeah, like technologically, right, we have a lot of tools that can be used to improve privacy without necessarily incentivizing any kind of shady or illegal activity. But I believe that there are other strong believers that privacy is a fundamental right. And while we might be trying to build some limited transparency into some limited scope of transactions, the privacy has to be there fundamentally. So let's see what that space will look like in a few years. Thirdly, and the third fundamental that has to be there is the collateral assets, which are interest-bearing and are not connected to the central government. So like, I'm thinking analog of like treasury bills or treasury bonds, right? Something that you can put a lot of capital in, which will make that capital work in the sense of having some kind of a cash flow. So it will be safe from the investment standpoint, but also which is a blockchain asset, which can be used to things like collateralized loans, for instance, or collateralize any kind of contractual obligation. And here it's in a good state because a lot of advancements have gone in the past year, maybe. Yeah, almost exactly a year, right? And that is tokenizing the proof of stake game in proof of stake networks in a way that does not, due to both technical and cryptoeconomic incentives, lead to increased centralization. This has not been resolved completely, but it's getting there. And availability of these assets is growing. And if the industry keeps growing in itself, then the total capitalization of these assets will grow as well, which will provide a more stable and foundational layer for all of the financial activity on top of that. And finally, the third fundamental is oracles and trustless bridges, the space that arguably has not changed a whole lot in the past few years, although it has seen some great projects. But yeah, it looks to me like this is not solved yet conceptually. Hopefully, we will get there one day. Second pillar is primitives, and this is where all of the DeFi that we know and love sits in, right? So like all of the cool things like Uniswap that's here, and like Aave and Compound that's here, and things like Pocket Network and the Graph. So like node access, right? Sit, and this is because if we're trying to build anything on top of a blockchain and it's an actual application, right? So like it's not, it does not boil down to just money transfers or creating some new kind of asset that derives its main value from just being a cool new asset. Then all of these things will have to be there for that application to use, right? So like you always want to convert one currency into another, or you want to transact on multiple networks. And for that, you might want access to liquidity on multiple networks, for instance. If we keep everything trustless and decentralized, then you do need node access and indexing in a way that is tamper-proof and non-censorable. And lastly, yeah, Sybil resistance and identity. And this is a big one, and Humanode actually sits there. And it's amazing that it does, because for a lot of actual applications, like social networks is one random example, and probably the biggest one, right? If you want to build any kind of incentive system, but even if you don't want to build an incentive system and you just want the product itself to work without numerous robot attacks, then you need Sybil resistance. And it would also be cool, while we're at it, if your Sybil resistance would come with a way to identify yourself in a certain manner without revealing too much information about yourself. And this is where decentralized identity solutions also come to play, and yeah, a chance for integrations of one with another. I think this is at a good place now conceptually. So like all of the, we have a decent vision of how it should work. What is left is to streamline and complete the implementations so that it can operate smoothly, and then it would be ready for mass adoption. Thirdly, applications, the products that people will actually see. And for the most part, in my experience, it's not there. So like a lot of applications have been built that have or try to do something with blockchains, aside from serving the blockchain industry itself. So like all kinds of wallets and interfaces for primitives. Nothing is there that is amazing and can serve large groups of people. But the attempts continue. And as the infrastructure from the previous slides goes more and more into place, the applications are further empowered to do something cool with all of the shiny tools that they have now. So one of the pillars is games, right? With games, I think the fundamental problem is that for a game, the only relevance of Web3 is to try and tokenize something, anything really, aside from very, very niche use cases like dark forest. And for tokenizing assets, it just does not seem economically viable at the moment, because while we know a couple of examples of good in-game markets, and the biggest one is probably the gun skins from CSGO, the one that trades for real money in a centralized location. It's not something that you can build a lot of. But again, as I say, attempts are continuously being made, and good things are coming out of them. Entertainment and social, I've seen a lot of projects, nothing really works, and nothing really beats the centralized alternatives, even remotely. That's because there are lots of fundamental limitations with regards to computational power and resources and algorithms. Because if you try to decentralize that, you actually stumble upon a lot of problems that like aren't solved yet, and it's not clear how they can be solved algorithmically. But hopefully, we will be seeing more and more attempts, at least, that try to go at this at the fundamental level, rather than to try and make a prototype that looks cool but cannot really work with groups of more than a couple of thousand people. The only one that I think does work is the financial vertical. And for one thing, stablecoins have been amazing during all of the shifts in how the world works in the last few years. But then maybe there's not that much stuff to build in the purely financial sector right now at this moment with the current level of adoption. Although again, some ideas exist there. And finally, the last pillar, and my time is almost up, is the access points, right? That includes on and off ramps, which are, I think, at a decent place maybe, but since all of the on ramps and off ramps have to go through the legacy financial system, it's not clear how much bigger it can get, and also how smooth can the experience be, especially on the off-ramp side. On the wallets, great things are happening right now, and hopefully will be shipped in the next year or two, which are smart wallets, account abstractions, and so on and so forth. And that connects to gas and fee management, right? Because, like, ideally, again, in a world where the user does not know that he or she is making a blockchain transaction or interacting with a blockchain, you cannot have gas payments that the user has to manage. You cannot have manual management of keys that the user has to deal with and understand. This all has to fade into the background, which is an access problem. And there are ways, hopefully, to do this in a decentralized and trustless manner. And we just have to complete those. And that's about it, right? In closing, I want to say that, yeah, for several beautiful years, you could send money anywhere or most of places, and not really know how that works or why that works, or what steps your money goes through. This has completely fallen apart since like maybe 2020. I want to say increasingly, right, and more so in 2022 and now. We have to go back to that. It would be really cool to go back to that, and blockchains are a natural way to go back to that. There are some challenges that we have to solve to arrive to the place where the blockchains fade into the background. And I think the spirit of DeFi right now lies with all of these consensus level derivatives, and rearranging and building up this part of the ecosystem very well, so you can put the existing primitives on top of that, and then together with the access points from a Repeater side, that would be the whole package that you need to build amazing applications. So let's go build something, guys.
Okay, thank you, Alexander. And yeah, I am inviting everybody here that are watching us in the audience to type out your questions if you have any. And oh, there's actually a question. So what about Drizzle? More
Right.
about Drizzle, please.
Yeah, thank you. That was a bit of an off topic, but yes, thanks so much for this question. So what I want to say about Drizzle is as follows. This comes actually from a vision of one of my friends that he had many years ago, which went as follows. Wouldn't it be cool if you could support someone like financially, like a favorite artist or a charity or an organization, something with some money without actually spending it, right? Like I'm depositing $1,000. I can take that $1,000 back, but it accumulates interest, and it's the interest that I'm donating. So that is Drizzle. We're building that. We will launch the prototype application in the next few days, and you guys are very welcome to check it out and drop us a note. And thanks again for the question.
How can we check out the website?
Yeah, drizzle.finance.
Oh, Drizzle Finance. Okay.
It doesn't work right now, but it will work tomorrow.
Okay. We're looking forward to that. Do we have any other question? If we do not have any question, I actually have one question for you, Alexander. So in the beginning of the presentation, you said that there are 4 phases, right? And we are currently in the 3rd phase of the overall phases. Yes, this is what I'm referring to. And so out of curiosity, as a person who is, well, I do work in crypto, but then also a regular user, like, well, how long do you think with the current developments and the current state of people looking at the Web3 technology and so on, how long do you think will we get into the 4th phase?
Yeah, I think this is the main question that one who works in crypto has to answer all of the time, right? When
Yeah.
adoption, when do we get there? Right, I have to now abide by my own framework, right? And by that vision, the limiting factor has been a couple of missing pieces from the four infrastructural levels, right? And in terms of that, I think we should be there in 2025 at the latest, because all of the what has been missing is the most is the consensus derivatives on one hand, smart wallets and account abstractions, and like saving the user from key management on the other hand, and thirdly, gas payments, and eliminating that bit of the complexity. And we like when I say that the things are being built right now, I don't mean this in the abstract sense, right? I know specific projects and specific Ethereum improvement proposals that will drive the rest of the industry that are currently in the late discussion phase for the proposals and in the late implementation phase for the actual products. So it should be there. Let's give them, I don't know, 10, 12 months to complete and launch and attract their second cohorts of users. And then applications will be able to actually just plug that in and launch into space.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, it was very nice to hear from Alexander. And if you guys are interested in checking about Drizzle, then you can check their website. It's drizzle.finance. And once again, thank you very much, Alexander, for your time. And we are really glad to have you here in Humanode Conference 2023.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so everybody, we are still in Humanode Conference 2023, and I am still here with you guys. Thank you very much for staying with us. And we have just done another lecture by Alexander Bokanek about After the Dust Settles, DeFi in 2023 and 2024. And joining me right now, Bina is here. Hey, Bina.
Hello, Fiona. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
My pleasure to join you here. Our dear channel, unfortunately, is in a very different time zone, so it's time for him to take a rest. But I'm right here with you, guiding along with Fiona.
Yay! So yeah, I believe you guys have already known that our team is around the world. So some of us are in Asia, some of us are in the Europe. So the many different countries, many different continents. So we are backing up each other. So Shannon is already somewhere in the dreamland, but Bina is joining me here. So that's good. And so yeah, let's move on to the next session right here. We still have a lot more coming. Good things are coming. So we just had a lecture with Dima, right? So we know just a little bit more. I mean, he shared a lot, pretty much, a lot of things about Humanode EVM, but I believe there are still much more that he wants to share, but it was limited by the time, right? So I believe this is the time, and we know that he is the lead blockchain engineer. And now we are also going to meet in voice. So we're going to meet Tony, and he is our Rust developer, and he is responsible for the Humanode on-chain biomapping. So on-chain biomapping is a feature that helps users map their Ethereum addresses using their biometrics, and also to check what addresses belong to unique human beings. So everything that you have experienced in our testnet, in our Humanode EVM mainnet, he's also pretty much doing a lot of things and taking part in all of those things behind the scene.
Exactly.
And
so this is the perfect opportunity for the members of our community, and I know some of you are online here, for you to ask your technical questions. I know you come across a lot of issues and curiosities you want to learn about with regards to our infrastructure. So here's your opportunity. You have the best guys in the game to talk to.
Yes, and we would like to invite everybody to join in our Discord server. And again, we are utilizing the Sybil Resistant channel. This time it's going to be the SR voice. So if you haven't joined already, then please feel free to join our server on Discord. And I am going to send the link to our Discord server to you here on the comment section on YouTube. Feel free to join. And before you are able to see the channel, you will have to verify yourself using our Discord integration called What Basher. Oops. Well, actually, that was the answer of the quiz, the first question quiz. But oops. Okay. So yeah, What Basher. That's Discord integration by Humanode, and it's been adopted by more than 200 Discord servers, I believe, which is a very nice achievement in development by Bot Basher, and I believe that a lot more to come. While I am looking for the link to share with you guys, Bina, please carry on. I am going to send the link right now.
So One plus to know about this interaction is that everyone is welcome. However, to join this chat with our special guest from our Humanode team in the development area, you must be a verified human. So if you haven't spent 15 seconds of your time yet to go through our Discord server and get your badge of human verified user, do it right now. Take the chance, take the opportunity that Fiona is taking a couple of minutes to get us the link and get verified. If you want to know how to do it, you can go to the website botbasher.com or botbasher.humanode.
Whatbasher.humanode.io.
Sorry.
.io.
.io.
It's okay.
Okay,
It's okay, Vina.
botbasher.humanode.io. Thank you.
Yes, correct. That is why I am in the community management and you are in the business development team.
That's right. No, I use the website all the time, but it's still not there. Just copy and paste. Anywho, now you know. Botbasher.humanode.io has all the instructions for you to get verified, but pretty much just go into our server, the Humanode server. Go up
Easy
on
peasy.
up left side. There is a little arrow. There you can see the option to get verified. It's called linked roles. You click on it and go through the process. A window is going to pop and it's going to show you which options you have to get verified as a human. The process takes about 15 seconds and is your sure-proof way to become a human verified account in Discord. And also join the chat with our dev team right now.
Yes, so the channel will be SR Voice. Civil Assistant Voice. So it's going to be a voice channel. And we are hoping that you are joining us here in the SR Voice channel, Civil Assistant channel. And if you have question, you can also type it out.
Yes, if you have any questions, but for whatever reason you cannot join our voice channel, you can type it on YouTube. And our team is gonna pass the question forward to our dev guys. So shall we start?
Yes, we are starting. I am already in the channel, but I am also here. So right now, I am existing in two worlds.
Wow, look at you. A true multiverse explorer.
Oh yeah, that's right. I am interdimensional.
I need phones.
Let's go, guys. So I'm waiting for you in the SR channel. Oh, and while we're waiting for the audience to join us in the SR channel, I would like to remind you that we have spilled out 2 phrases out of 4. Yay, we have some people joining. So we are going to be back here on YouTube. Meanwhile, we are going to hop onto the SR Voice on Discord server. And I'll see you then. We'll be back. Okay, so I am here. Am I live? I believe it's.
Yes, you are live, Fiona. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, Kaimin. Is it Kaimin or Kaimin?
It's Kaiming. It's Kaiming.
Kaimin, okay. All
Mhm.
right. We are going to wait for the others to join because we were hanging out in our Discord server just now.
Okay. Sure,
Okay,
certainly. Yeah.
so Mhm.
Mhm.
Dato, please let me know if the streaming is live already. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
Dito. Hey, Dito. Glad meeting you guys again. I mean, we have been talking a lot, regarding previously investment and listing. So very glad, finally we talk again. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. We're still in Humanode Conference 2023, and this is going to be the last but not least lecture for the day in Humanode Conference 2023. And together with me, there is Kaimin Hu. And okay, so yes, there is Kaimin Hu here. And
Mhm.
hey, Kaimin, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Fiona. Hello,
Thank you,
everybody.
thank you. Welcome, welcome. So, what are you going to talk about today, Kaimin?
Yes. So shall I share my screen or it's okay? Just, basically talk.
Oh yeah, sure, sure. Of course, you can set up your screen
Yeah.
and
So
we'll be able to see it.
Sure, will do. So I'll make, a quick and easy, quick lecture that basically reflect the, the conference that Bitmart held back in 2 months ago back in Hong Kong. I think it's a couple of months ago back in Hong Kong, and this is a presentation that talks about the new financial ecosystem and crypto assets in the Web3 era. So my name is Kai Ming. I'm serving as a Chief Business Officer at Bitmart, mainly in charge of all the partnerships and, of course, listings and the incubation and investment. So let me share my screen to this presentation that previously, yeah, we made. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I can see your
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah. So the topic we want to talk about is basically back in I think it was back in May. In Hong Kong, there's a huge conference that basically the similar scale as Consensus and East Denver, that basically stating Hong Kong will be the new financial system, that will be the new financial, I would say, infrastructure, for the basically embracing Web3 to represent Asia. Given that this year Singapore, next month, is going to have a token 2049, which also a very good signal to illustrate that Asia basically embrace the Web3, um the willing of embracing the Web3. Yeah. The topic that we want to talk about, is basically since the Web3 such a terminology have been existing for a while, and a lot of people are actually curious, like what exactly Web3 is, right? I would say, generally speaking, it's nothing huge change, or say nothing like surprisingly change, back compared with Web 2. It's still, basically the same mechanism, by just using different kind of, technology, especially empowering, VR, AR, empowering AI, 5G, and of course, blockchain that, to make the internet, also in the network, into a different kind of stage, from centralized to decentralized, or say hybrid. The one is, the blockchain is it's a basically an infrastructure or a platform for building the smart contract that could making financial system or any kind of system automatically without human beings extra repeated labor to operate. And secondly, which the back in Web 2, our identity are fully centralized, and binding with one platform, that if you want to try to transfer, it's there's a lot of hassle, also a lot of challenge if you really want to transfer your identity from one place to the other, because the data format is different. But in the Web3, our identity become decentralized and has more keeps the privacy into your own wallet, because your DID eventually existing in your own wallet and represents yourself. And you can also have multiple DID for different platforms, so which gives user more general freedom to select what product they want to use. The other innovative thing I would say is a decentralized storage, because if we think about GCP, a Google Cloud Platform, AWS, or any kinds of storage or say cloud service provider, these are all centralized. While in the Web3, since we have decentralized identity, it is also important to have decentralized storage to make sure all the data are encrypted and and stored in a cryptography way, instead of say like are able to leak, are able to get hacked by someone, because because of the blockchain technology. Mass tells us that the secureness of how blockchain, also how decentralized storage would be. These are all these are all binded, because the decentralized storage, or no matter whatever the decentralized identity, it's everything based on the blockchain technology. And of course, lastly, the edge computing, because the computing power, storage, network are three the most important triangle node for no matter for the Web 2 or Web 3, right? Because back in the Web 2, we basically have 4G, we have faster network, we have faster computing power. Back that time, the GPU came out, and also storage providers like those those like computer clusters are invented back in the Web 2. But in the Web 3, it's still the similar way how computing power, network, and storage exists, but it's just the way how the way and how the technology that empowers those infrastructure has been changed. And the use cases for those beyond those technology are very very various, I would say. But we only want to focus on, say, the DeFi. DeFi is basically to illustrate that since you have decentralized identity, which gives you say financial trading freedom, that people can choose what assets they would like to hold and they would like to swap. Compare with back in the Web 2, like a centralized bank or a centralized financial structure, the assets selection are very limited. And also there's a regional requirement. There's a KY, there were very detailed KYC requirement, blah blah blah. Many different barriers to make the user does not really have the financial trading freedom to be selected, and given it has to be very limited, right? And the second, which is the DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. Because community is very important for no matter Web 2 or Web 3. The only difference is back in the Web 2, think about it, if you're using Google account, or if you're using the Amazon account, right, or even Facebook, somehow it's called Meta, right, account, you're only limited in one place. I know there's some sort of like Omni auth, that kind of services, but in generally speaking, in the centralized identity, that you're still only able to having limited access to limited services. I'm talking about those applications, no matter web app or mobile app. But with DAO, that each community are over cross at in many different ways, which empowers the information liquidity, which is a very good thing for the blockchain industry, or say the Web3 industry. And I would say, no matter Web 2 or Web 3, the biggest use case are always, GameFi. Because, GameFi is the lowest barrier, also the most attractive product for user adoptions. And lastly, which is the creator economy that empowers the creators are able to, bring their own idea to the community and to the, to all different Web3 communities. So which gives, every, no matter the artist or other kind of creators are able to bring their voice, bring their talent to different to different use case, to different app, to different platform, of course, and to different communities. Yeah. The new crypto assets are basically, say, the NFT collection that we have been seeing a lot. Also the Soulbound token and in-game assets, which is, the game is definitely a good user adoption platform. On-chain reputation, which is something that, people are building right now. There's a decentralized resume. There's a decentralized identity, which represents your on-chain reputation, but not only just limited in one, which meaning in the Web3 users are able to have multiple different identity from different angles to represent a person, because a, 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 each individual have multiple different degrees to be represented, right? You can't explain, also you can't, describe a person with one sentence. Say he's a good person, he's a bad person. This this doesn't make any sense, right? What is good, what is bad, right? There's a multiple different kind of data and ways you are able to describe a person, or say people from different angle. And lastly, which is tokenization of the real assets. That is, basically having and blockchain technology to empower the bridge between the Web3 virtual assets and the Web2 real world assets. That somehow there will be a bridge to mapping that out. And these years, because of the development of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and on 2020 there's summer DeFi, and later on 2021 NFT boom, and right now the entire world are we do see a lot of development happening in the Web3, and of course empowered by AI empowered to make it even more even make the acceleration even more faster than the past 20 years of the Web2 development. The creator economy is basically letting everybody are able to to building their own community, right? Because if we are familiar with TikTok or any kinds of other live platform like OnlyFans, right? Let's say, basically it's giving all the creators a new opportunity to gather their fan base. But back in the Web 2, only several stars are able to, because the publish of the media is very limited, or say it's fully centralized. So that makes all the fan base are really follows what the centralized media represents. But in the Web3, the creator economy that really changed the way how media publishes, and also changes each individual's opportunity of being, or say, building their own fan base in the community, which is a very good thing for this world. The data assets are basically the data that we created are being stored as decentralized, and technologies like AI and the machine learning, they need trustable data, which is the data that we created in Web3 to make the machine learning modeling more having more degree or the angle to being able to think like a neural network. Yep. As we can see, the tether is getting bigger than on settlement volume than Visa and Mastercard, which meaning there's a huge opportunity that behind, or say to revamp the previous payment network, because the blockchain, also in the Web3 financial, it's just basically a decentralized financial network that allows the liquidity of all kinds of different assets, also liquidity of the transfer, getting more convenience for our day-to-day life. So, which meaning after the next bull run, or say after the next bullish market, the Web3 adoption, or say the crypto assets adoption will be getting way bigger, or say way stronger than at this moment. 2023 Q1 momentum Bitcoin, obviously it goes way bigger than all the other all the other ones. Even though we know there's some collaboration happening these days, but it is okay that the bottom of the bear market is pretty much already established. So we are seeing the trading volume and the trading activity are actually happening way more actively back in the last year, the end of last year, because of the FTX collapse, right? But now we believe from the data that we believe the investors in the confidence are getting well established and getting way more solid than the past winter. So we believe that the next bull run is getting ready. It's not ready yet. It's getting ready. Yeah. So earlier this year, Silicon Valley Bank and the Silvergate, the several banks are get into crisis because the market not being stable, so which gives us more opportunity to see more decentralized finance to moving forward. As you may notice, these days the DEX are starting raising their voice, kind of similar like back in 2020, the DeFi summer. But it's not the DeFi. It's not the DeFi summer won't happen as the same as the past as again. But we do see the way how traders, how investors seeking for decentralized finance with decentralized identity is becoming the key because of centralized banks uncertainty. Yeah. So the opportunity in Web3, which illustrates us, it will be a bridge. There will be all kinds of bridge between Web2 and Web3 for the real world assets to the virtual world assets, also meta to the meta assets. On-chain data analysis, no matter say Web2 or Web3, any activity we do, we create data, like say transactions, say user logging, users behavior. It's just a way. The difference is in the way how we store those data in a centralized or decentralized way. Back in the Web2, we have identity data service provider like KYC, like DMB, that kind of data storage or data providers that to help the business to grow. It's just the way how differently in the Web3 that the data identity will be stored in a decentralized way. Also, the encryption to ensure the data is not easily hackable or directly displayed into into public. The privacy enhancement, something like a ZK or even more cryptography or even more new cryptography methodology or the consensus mechanism are introducing to the Web3 ongoing development side to make our data to be more insured and secured in the future. Yeah, that's pretty much what we presented back in Hong Kong for regarding the Web3 and the new financial ecosystem. Yeah, feel free to pop in questions if you would like. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaimin.
Of course.
And is
Of
there
course, my
any
pleasure.
question?
Sure. Yep. Yes, that's a very, very good question. I was not here to to promote Bitmart, but since you, no, 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 yeah, since since you asked, I would love to take it.
Feel free, please.
Yeah. So basically, I know previously we had some challenge, uh, during the market, shifting. Um, so back in back in the past 2 years, we have been firstly which enhance our platform security, which we have been working with more than 7 cybersecurity companies for penetration test on our platform, which basically these cybersecurity companies are representing our our secureness, and make sure all our all the login gateway, make sure all the system healthy, make sure the pressure, the server pressure, that we are able to handle in into a more secured way. So given that as the gatekeeper, or say Cyprus, to keep the keep the gate, right? Besides that, we have been upgrading a lot, on the product side, which one we last year we had the NFT marketplace. It's centralized, yeah. Last year we have a central NFT marketplace go live, which I would say it goes pretty good. Because we already integrated, also listed more than 500. I think it's more than 500 NFT assets. So as long as have any kind of NFT, or if yourself being a creator, feel free to find me on Twitter or on LinkedIn. We can definitely talk to support you, to support the creator or artist community. That's the purpose of having such an NFT marketplace. It's not for profit, because everything you do over there, it's free. It's not for profit. It's just as a platform to support all the content creators. Yeah. Secondly, which we have our derivative perp, and futures go live last year. That is now something as crypto exchange, something must have, right? Fully understood. Um, Lastly, which we are also working on the layer 2 and a DEX solution internally, because we want to build Bitmart as become a complex, a kind of like say Web3 assets complex, right? Not just the Bitcoin, Ethereum, the kind of spot trading, not just the Humanode, right? But also there's a lot of the different assets existing there. We want to onboarding all those different kind of assets and bring the financial trading freedom to our user in many different ways. Yeah, thank you. Of course. Mhm. Mm. Yes, yes. I do working with a lot of project team every day. Uh, Several advice I would suggest. One, which is if you're trying to build, try to build during the bear market, because in the bull market things shifting so fast, right? For example, Humanode, they build um very solid. No, 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 yeah, no kidding. They build very solidly even during the bear market, because the team is very solid. So the product they build, and people during the bear market, you can calm down and without hearing those noise outside there, or not being FOMO by any new shifting, like quick shifting thing going there. That it doesn't like shifts your mind just like one click, right? So it is better that during this bullish bearish market, that start building, and during the bull market you're able to say achieve some sort of goal, or say achieve some sort of roadmaps. That's one. The second is think about how market will be shifted, no matter on the bear market or bull market. So which I'm trying to say is to make sure your idea is solid enough for market condition agnostic, right? Say for example, it's not like I have a bias or anything, just to state. For example, a couple of months ago, when say AI somehow become another booming word again and again, compare with 10, I think it's 6 or 7 years ago, AI used to be another kind of a boom, right? But later on, yeah, exactly. It's a third wave of AI. But it doesn't mean when you are building something you have to shift into AI again because the wave is coming. Because the product you're trying to build, if it is like say the market condition agnostic, which meaning you can both survive during the bear and the bull market, which is which will be a good thing, right? For example, platform. Any kinds of platform is always a good idea to say onboarding assets and onboarding clients, no matter say bull market or bear market, because everybody, no matter what the market condition, they have the essential needs for the assets exchange, right? And also for another example, DID. DID is always needed no matter bear market or bull market, because no matter what, you need your driver's license going out every day, right? No matter which occupation or which level you're at. Yeah. And lastly is try to find the product market fit and try to build your own decentralized community, having more developers, also even more users onboarding with your platform. Because now now the Web3 market promotion is kind of different from the Web2 market promotion. Yeah. So try to go for decentralized community or say DAO, that kind of the way of building your community. It doesn't mean you have to issue a DAO, okay? It just means you need to maintain your community in a good way. So basically, team, product, and community. That's my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you for the wise words, Kaiman. And well, one last question, but not the least one, is basically about um, the blockchain narrative. So you see, people know that most of the bull markets in the past were always connected to some form of narrative, right? That was driving the ideas, was driving the creation behind the projects on this market. Now, I know it's very hard to determine the narratives of the future, but might you try to, tell us like one or three narratives that you see in your mind that might drive the bull market that that is to come?
The bull, the actually, the most, since I was in the industry since 2016, been seeing 2 waves for now. Uh, I wouldn't say it's the must, or say what I illustrating is 100% correct, but one signal that we can obviously see is the Bitcoin halving. Generally speaking, the market shifting as of the Bitcoin halving, it's a very good signal that illustrates us how the because after halving, which meaning the supply goes slower and slower. That is the Bitcoin's mechanism, right? If you refer to the Bitcoin white paper back to 2008, if the supply goes much more slower, and the demand will go in a different, but if the demand is still there, which makes the price shifting into another way, right? That's one. And second is uh I I personally I believe the combination of DeFi and the RWA, real world assets, will somehow become, or say somehow creates several different kinds of bridge. I'm not 100% sure how that kind of bridge looks like. It might be institution kind of bridge. It might be a P2P kind of bridge. It might be some sort of other protocol as a bridge. That maps the real world assets and the metaverse assets, right? Because no matter say Web 2 or Web 3 or real world or meta world, we all human being. We all have exchange and liquidity needs, right? So that is something. The second thing that I'm seeing, going there, moving there. Lastly, which I would say, as of from my perspective, seeing a lot of new type of a blockchain coming out. Because if you recall the memory back in the last cycle, Solana is the biggest winner at a certain point. I mean, they're still doing well these days. Okay, I'm not I'm not saying they're not good. They're still doing well, doing good. But the blockchain technology itself, it always has to be getting more and more innovative, getting more and more advanced, right? So if you say, right now I tell you, say, okay, I use Bitcoin to create a payment network, you're gonna be like, man, are you kidding me, right? Because compared with 2008, less than 20 years, the development of blockchain technology are already going from one era to another era. So I do see there's more and more new and advanced blockchain technology, or say mainnets, as an infrastructure for all kind of the different systems, are on the way and get ready to build their community and getting ready for the new financial system. Yeah, that's all three narratives. I believe it sounds like interesting ones. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. That's it.
Thank you for sharing.
Certainly. My pleasure to support. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yes. So I am back here, and it was really nice to hear from Kaimin and what he shared. And I personally made took note for myself. Like, oh, okay, so this is so yeah. It was really nice to hear from him. So thank you very much. Oh, I just saw that somebody says no voice from a humanoid. Dato, I believe you were muted before, but yes, I'm here. We're still live here in Humanode Conference 2023, and this was the end of the last lecture of the day for today. And I would like to say thank you that everybody is still here with me, and I believe that you have been waiting for the next clue or the next hint for our quest. So I am going to spill the third phrase for our OAT badge on Galaxy, and you will use this phrase. Oh, the fourth. Okay. Oh, the fourth. Yeah, that's right. Okay, the fourth. So the fourth phrase is going to be and a note too. So we have four, and the fourth is and a note too. And the whole secret phrase, I'm going to spill it now. And the whole secret phrase is roses are red, violets are blue, you are a human, and a note too. One more time. Roses are red, violets are blue, you're a human, and a note too. So that is the secret phrase for you to claim the OAT badge on Galaxy. And please write it down, type it with all capital letters. It's with or without apostrophe, comma, punctuations, and stuff. But yeah, the most importantly is going to be the phrase itself. So roses are red, violets are blue, you are human, and a no too. That's what it takes. That's what it takes to claim your OAT. And anyway, so we still have some, I believe we still have some questions left here for our quiz, because there are 8 prizes for the worth of $50 of HMND and 2 $100. So I believe now I am going to conduct the quiz for the last time before we conclude Humanode Conference 2022. And it is still the same like what we did previously. So we are going to do the quiz on the Civil Resistance channel and its SR General channel. So make sure that you are in our Discord server and type out the answers there, just the letter A, B, C, or D. And then later we will announce the winner of the quiz conference on Saturday. Same day, same time, 12 p.m. UTC, it will be announced there. But for now, we're going to go to the next question. So are you ready with the quiz, guys? Still waiting for the quiz. And for those who are not yet in Humanode server, join us in the server. I am going to send the link one more time for our Discord server. 1 second. So it's here in the official links and Discord. Yes, it's link.humanode.io/chat. One more time here. Yes, okay. So that's the link for our Discord server, link.humanode.io/chat. And get ready. Get yourself ready for the last quiz. There will be 4 questions, I believe. Yeah, that's right. 4 questions. And remember, we never know which question is $50, which question is $100. So if I were you, I would just do as many questions as possible to higher the chance of winning. Okay, so this is going to be the next question for our quiz. Get ready with the answer. And your question is, which of the following statements about the Humanode EVM is true? Okay. It is somehow blank. Okay, let's try again. So the question is, which of the following statements about the Humanode EVM is true? It's up. Okay. Am I back now? Which of the following statements about the Humanode EVM is true? Is it A, it is a physical machine located in a hidden data center in Samoa? Or B, it only processes transactions related to cryptocurrencies? Or is it C, its operations are not transparent and cannot be audited? Or D, it allows the deployment of smart contracts and the running of decentralized applications, dApps, on the Humanode network? Okay, so that is your question for this round. Which of the following statements about Humanode EVM is true? Is it A, B, C, or D? And I will need somebody from the team to cut out when the time is up in the SR General. Okay, so cut off. It's cut off. Yeah, we'll give some times for the participants to answer the correct answer. And remember, we do not accept any edited answers. So make sure that you are ready with your answer, whether you are looking at, oh, somebody previously said it's A, B, C, or D. But make sure that you are not changing your answer. Okay, so it is cut off already for this question. Thank you very much, Shamir. So Shamir is going to be the timekeeper for this round of quiz. And it is cut off for now. And yes, if you guys are trying to answer the questions to join the quiz, please do not type your answer in the comment section, because we are not looking at the comment section for the quiz, and it will take some time for us to actually scroll up and type the answer and review the answer. So please be sure that you are typing your answer in SR general channel, civil resistant. Okay. And then we are going to the next question. And yes, I'm still waiting for the question to come up on the screen for the next question. Are you guys ready for the next question? I see that a lot of people are joining the quiz. Okay, that's good. All right, the next question, is it? Oh, not yet. Okay, still waiting for the next question. And the next question, next. Okay, question number 2 is, what is the primary reason that crypto biometric verification doesn't compromise user anonymity? Okay. Is it A, it uses complex alphanumeric addresses? Or is it B, it only requires biometric identifiers for verification? Or C, it utilizes hardware encryption without CVMs? Or D, it employs zero-knowledge proofs for identity verification? Okay, so you have your question on the screen. It has come up already. We've answered. Okay, so that is the second question. What is the primary reason that crypto biometric verification doesn't compromise user anonymity? All right, go with your answer. Type it out in the SR channel. And we are moving on to the third question. I am a human. Okay. All right. So we will give you some times to answer the question. So think carefully before you type it out, before you hit that enter button. Think carefully, because the answer of the previous community member is not a guarantee that it's the correct answer. So, have your personal answer, and you might be the one who's having the correct answer, really. Okay, so I am still scrolling in the SR general channel. I see some users are having different answers. Some of you are answering B, D, C, A. Nobody's answering A, really? Okay, so for the question, what is the primary reason that crypto biometric verification doesn't compromise user anonymity? Okay, all right. Okay, answer. Answer your question, A, B, C, or D. Okay, while you're thinking about the answer for these questions, I would like to remind you guys that we have the OAT minted on Galaxy. So feel free to mint yours. Everybody is welcome to claim, and it's free for everybody because we covered the minting fee already on Galaxy. So you just need to type out roses are red, violets are blue. I am a human. And a note too. That's it. 4 secret phrase. It's one secret phrase divided into 4 pieces. So yeah. Okay, let me see if time's up. Not yet. Okay. Still waiting. Okay, go guys. Answer your questions. And if you post more than once, so if you have already answered once and then you answer again, do not repost, because we are only going to count the first post that you post in the SR channel. And make sure that you are not editing, you're not editing your answer, or do not delete your answer, because we want to be sure that it stays until Saturday, until the snapshot, pretty much before we announce the winner of the quiz. So there will be this kind of raffle, basically. So even if you have the same answer as the other users, you still have the same chance to win, because one user can only win once. So yeah, if let's say, for example, the answer is AAA or BBB, for example. So all the users that are answering the right answer, the correct answer, will be put into the raffle, and we basically find out, okay, this is the winner, something like that. And we'll never know if the question is $50 or worth $100. So yeah, be sure you answer all the questions and stay tuned. It's just a little more, guys, a little more before we conclude Humanode Conference 2023. Okay, still waiting for some more participants to join our quiz, if there's any. Any more? Any other participants who wants to join? Okay, still waiting. And I am also scrolling at the comment section in case somebody is asking how to join the Humanode server on Discord. By the way, thank you guys for participating in the quiz and also in the Hangout previously, because we tried to utilize the SR channels on our Discord server. And apparently it turned out pretty well, I would say, because that was also the same at the same time a chance for us to get to know more of you guys, and also for you to actually like hear our dev teams and our core member talk to you in person, and just hear their voice. And because after all this time, you're only seeing their work, right? Like trying to swap or trying the testnet and stuff, but now you get the chance to hear them talking. So yeah, it's really nice. Okay, so do we have cut off yet? Okay, cut off. Okay, thank you, Shamir. So cut off for the question that I just read, which is, what is the primary reason that crypto biometric verification doesn't compromise user anonymity? Okay. All right, and we will go to the next question. We still have 2 more questions, by the way. So, but the second wasn't cut off. I think it was cut off. Shamir, yeah, Shamir cut it off. So, yes. Okay, so ready for the next question, guys? This is the 3rd question. I still have 2 last questions left for this year's conference. So, stay with me. 2 more questions. And yes, roll it out. The next question. Next. Okay, get ready, guys. The next question is the 3rd one. I am also going to see. Okay. All right. We have the next question here. So I'm going to read it for you. What are the main concerns people have about corporations gathering personal information? That's interesting. What are the main concerns people have about corporation gathering personal information? Is it A, dislike of gathered personal information being dissected to build a profile on you or to be used against you? Or is it B, concern about data breaches that seem to happen frequently? Or C, distrust due to data selling practices? Or D, all of the above? Okay, so let's go. This is your time to start answering the questions. Is it A, B, C, or D? What are the main concerns people have about corporations gathering personal information? A, dislike of gathered personal information being dissected to build a profile on you or to be used against you. B, concern about data breaches that seem to happen frequently. C, distrust due to data selling practices. Or D, all of the above. All right. Somebody says that one must worth $100. Oh, who knows? It can be the easiest. I mean, like the easiest question could be worth $100. Who knows? But yeah, this really depends on the raffle, right? So we'll never know. But if I were you, I would just participate, answer the questions, and yeah. Oh my, please raffle, Lord, let me win the $100. All right. Okay, so one user can only win one, right? So make sure, well, if it's not 100 this time, you know how we are when we are holding an event or a contest or competition or something like that, right? So, like we're not just playing around. If you know, you know. But yeah, I'm always unlucky with raffle. Me too. That's why I don't join. Because I can say that I am not very lucky when it comes to raffle or lucky draw or whatever, something like that. But there's always, like, nothing is impossible, right? So besides, it's not really like you're not really competing against too many people, right? So yeah, we still have time. Okay, so we still have time to answer the questions, and you can see the question on the screen. I will repeat it again once more for you. So what are the main concerns people have about corporations gathering personal information? Is it A, dislike of gathered personal information being dissected to build a profile on you or to be used against you? Or is it B, concern about data breaches that seem to happen frequently? Or C, distrust due to data selling practices? Or D, it's all of the above? Okay, so just a little bit more time before the time is up, before Shamir types out cut off. Then it means you still have your time to answer the questions. Make sure you are not editing your answer until the announcement of the quiz winners, because we are doing the snapshot during the weekend, which means probably when you are going away with your family, eating dinner or something, then we are still working, taking the snapshot. Okay, so cut off. Thank you, Shamir. Thank you, thank you. So time's up for the question that is on the screen. And I believe we still have one more questions, right? Do we have to answer after this message? Oh, okay. All right. So Bina and Shamir are being here in the SR General channel. Basically, they are going to lead you on how to answer the questions. And you can see the question on the screen on YouTube streaming. So yes, we are preparing for the last question. So the last question, I am going to see it here. And oh, this is actually a pretty short question. So the last one is going to be a short question. And yeah, Twitter picker is too dangerous. How to spell the last sentence? Okay, I'm also scrolling on the YouTube streaming, by the way. It's strange that more answers that we are here watching. Oh, somebody is having, are you saying that somebody is having more than one account there? When will the announcement be? Yeah, there are a lot of answers and we have few viewers. Well, that makes sense, right? So yeah, are you guys ready with the next question? We're going to the last question of the year 2023. And I believe that you guys know that this year's narratives are more, well, we've been talking a lot about Bot Basher and then lately about Humanode EVM. So yeah, everything is civil resistance, and then Humanode Bot Basher. And yeah, so the questions will be pretty much related to all of the narratives that are being talked about over the year. Okay, so yeah, that's right. That might be 10 friends watching the stream together. Yeah, that's right. It makes sense though. Okay, so I am ready with the last question. Okay, the question is already there on the screen. Okay, ready guys? Let's go. What is the most common online scam? Oh, is it A, phishing? B, the really the cockchain? C, pre-approved scams? Or D, fake whitelisting? All right, so the last question is up, and it's a pretty short question. I don't know who created this question, but this is a good question. So let's go. Answer the question, guys. What is the most common online scam? A, phishing. B, the cockchain. C, pre-approved scams. And D, fake whitelisting. And still the same. If you know the answer, then hop on to the SR General channel and type out your answer, just the A, B, C, D, the alphabet, and we will accept your answers. So A, B, C, D. Okay, we will give you some time to think about your answer carefully before you answer, before you post it. And again, I would like to remind you to make sure that you do not delete your post before the winner's announcement is posted or is published. Okay, so yeah, we have some answers right here. Oh man, what's wrong with you guys? Like when it comes to that word, you guys are like so excited. Okay, we need more than $100 for this one. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so yeah, one more time, I will read it for you guys. So what is the most common online scam? Is it phishing, the cockchain, pre-approved scams, or fake whitelisting? Oh, okay, that is a good one. Okay, is there any other participants who are going to post their answer? Well, we're still waiting. Before Shamir type the magic word, before it is cut off, you still have some time to answer your questions, to answer the questions. Okay. While at the same time, I am also scrolling at different sites right here on Discord, looking at your chats, and also on YouTube stream site. And yeah, once again, I would like to remind you guys that we have the OAT batch on Galaxy. So the quest is there in Galaxy, and I will share the link at the end, like once more later after we finish the quiz. But just remember that there will be 4 pieces of phrase that you are going to type in the quest before you are able to claim the batch itself. So the phrase is going to be: roses are red, violets are blue, you are a human, and a note too. Okay, those are the 4 pieces, and I am still waiting for the cue. Okay, all right. Wow, it seems like there is this one new chain that is invented today during the conference, Humanode Conference 2023. Wow, what an achievement. All right. Okay, so is it cut off yet in the SR general? Yes, that's right. It is cut off. Thank you very much, Shamir, for the cutoff. And guys, that is the last question for the year in Humanode Conference 2023. Thank you very much, guys, for joining the quiz. And we will announce the quiz winners on Saturday at the same time of the conference, which is going to be 12 p.m. UTC. So pretty much the same like the time we started the conference itself. And I see that some of you guys are still talking, joking around about the chain. And I am so grateful and glad to be your host today with Shannon as well. And I'm so happy to see that the community is actually having a real interactions, like humans interactions, you know. So it's really nice to have you guys here. And can we share the screen one more time for the quest, or probably somebody can share the link for the quest one more time in the chat section, in the comment section. If anybody can share it, then you guys can check out the quest in there. The last sentence is not well spelled, not to. Okay. All right. Can anybody share the link? Or I am going to share the link for you guys here. 1 second. I'm going to copy and paste it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Okay. For some reason, I cannot type the link for the quest. Okay. Okay, so that is the quest, and thank you guys for joining. And once again, this is the link for the OAT batch on Galaxy. So just type out all those four. Roses are red, violets are blue. I am a human and a node 2. And remember, the 2 is not TWO but TOO. So yes, do we have anything else in the lineup? I'm going to check. The answers are already there. And okay, anything else that we want to say? Dato, are you there? Probably Dato is the right person to
Yeah,
to say
I am still here.
like to close
This, yeah, just want to say that today was a very well engaging day. We had so many lectures, quizzes, interesting trends rising up in our community. Yeah, thank you for those guys who were able to endure everything and stay till the very end. Thank you very much. It really shows your devotion for everything that is happening here. And I mean, I want to thank everyone who participated today in bringing this program to your eyes. Thank you, Fiona, for being here with us all day and basically leading the conference. Thank you, Shannon, although he's already pretty much in dreamland, but well. And of course, thank you all those people who are behind the scenes conducting this conference. Although there were some technical difficulties, but I mean, I think it went fine. There's more to come. There's a lot of things developing on the inside of Humanode, and well, we'll be more than happy to deliver them in this year, regardless of how the market moves, regardless of the price. We're here, we're building, and as always, I'm inviting everyone who is hearing this to build and with us. We have a development program running in the background, or actually on the forefront, I would say. And if you are willing to contribute and deploy your dApps on Humanode, we're looking forward to it. We have to build the future together. So yeah, thank you, Fiona, for giving me this time to wrap up this conference. Hey!
Yay! It's a wrap. Thank you very much, guys. So I will see you in the next Humanode Conference next year. And I wish everybody is having a wonderful rest of the day. And stay human. Bye bye.